A great man is hard on himself. A small man is hard on others. Confucius. A man with good character will look at himself honestly and take responsibility for his own actions, changing himself to improve himself. But the weaker man will never look at himself. He will always blame others for his own faults. And in so doing, he will never improve himself. What a sad life that must be. Success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing or learning to do. Pelé. You know, being lazy will bring you absolutely nothing in life. Well, actually, it will bring you two things. Only two things. One, poverty. Two, a life without purpose. You need to work hard for your goals without giving up. And even if you do fail at times, consistency will bring you success. Integrity means doing the right thing even when no one is watching. C.S. Lewis. Do you have integrity? Do you do the right thing even when no one is watching? Because those men who have integrity, they do the right thing all the time just because it is right. Not because someone else is watching and they fear what they might think. I would absolutely recommend against excessive positivity and optimism. Any positive emotion that you're infusing into a workplace needs to be grounded in reality. If it's not realistic, sincere, meaningful, and individualized, it won't do much good. Tom Rath. Being positive is nice, but it will be worthless if it's not anchored in truth and in reality. Think about this for a moment. Being positive won't change reality. You can be positive that the sky is pink, but it's not going to happen. It is blue. Here's the key. Expecting and being ready for any possible outcome will make you positive. Think about that for a moment. The key to having a fulfilled life is not to just focus on the outcome of everything you do, but on controlling your mind, to take all your thoughts captive, to have control over your life. Meaning you do the best in everything that you do, irrespective of the outcome. It doesn't matter what will happen. Whatever happens, happens. If it's good, great. If it's not, great. What is important is if you did your best, then you can be happy with yourself. Reaching the mountain, your goals, the vision that you have, reaching it, it's not just all about that. It's about the whole journey towards the summit. Don't be like those kind of guys who are like, oh, I hope this is going to work. Oh, I just have to be positive. This is going to work. This is going to work. And then it doesn't work. And then you get just down in the dumps and you're depressed. No, you just brush it off. You learn from that failure and you move forward. A fool thinks himself to be wise, but a wise man knows himself to be a fool. William Shakespeare. The more you grow in wisdom, the more you start to realize that we as humans know actually nothing, and that you personally know nothing, because there's so much more to still learn. That is why fools, only fools, always think that they are always right in all situations. Only the wise know that there's always more than one way of looking at something. That's why Proverbs 12 verse 15 says, "The way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but a wise man listens to advice." We all want progress, but if you're on the wrong road, progress means doing an about turn and walking back to the right road. In that case, the man who turns back the soonest is the most progressive. C.S. Lewis. What road are you on right now? And where is it leading you towards? Progress and success will mean absolutely nothing to you if it's gained in the wrong way. In fact, it might actually haunt you for the rest of your life. You need to live life in such a way that you can sleep at night with a clear conscience. A successful man will profit from his mistakes and try again in a different way. Dale Carnegie. If you never try, then you will never know. Thousands of unsuccessful men never try because they fear failure. Successful men are successful because they don't fear failure. They actually go full speed into it and use it to achieve success. Try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. Albert Einstein. Now this puts a lot of things into perspective, doesn't it? But I would say that those who become men of value are also men who have become successful. Well done is better than well said. Benjamin Franklin. Every man can talk, but can you walk your talk? Are you a man that keeps his promises? Do you do what you promised that you would do? Or are you just one of those guys who always just talk? You know, these days so many guys have opinions, but opinions doesn't make the world better. It doesn't change anything. Actions do. It is not what he has, or even what he does, which expresses the worth of a man, but what he is. Henry Frederick Emil. A man sees as he is. Think about that for a moment. What it means. Let it sink in. Your character influences everything in your life. How you think, how you speak, and how you act. Everything. And you know, people can take many things from you in this short temporary world, but they can never take your integrity unless you let them. You need to always remember that no amount of money can buy a man of good character. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence is not an act, but a habit. Aristotle. No man can improve himself if he doesn't change his habits. It is silly and it's just dumb to think that you can change yourself if you keep on doing the same things over and over and over. If you really want to change yourself, it starts by changing your habits, and it can be done. Old habits can be changed into new ones in a period of 2 to 3 weeks, maybe sometimes 4, depending on the person you are and what habits you have. But it is worth it in the end. Start to change your daily routine. If you truly want to improve yourself as a man, this is where you need to start. For a man to conquer himself is the first and noblest of all victories. Plato. You know, in this new generation that we live, people always say, if you feel like it, just do it. Let your emotions lead you. But if you do that, if you are controlled by your own emotions, being a slave to it, you are no different than an animal. No man can truly achieve his goals if he does not have discipline and self-control. Because to reach those high peaks, your goals, you need to work at it every day, even when you don't feel like it. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Edmund Burke. Evil has been gaining huge ground in the last few years, all because the devil is convincing good men to stay silent, to do absolutely nothing, not to go against the current, because of fear. We need real men to rise up again, to get a backbone, to overcome evil with good. Because God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and self-control. A fool gives full vent to his anger, but a wise man keeps himself under control. King Solomon. You know, it takes a lot to build a good character, little by little over time, to build your reputation, to build honor. But it also takes just one word, careless word spoken in anger by you, to break it all down, to change people's perception of you. Be careful of what you say. Have some self-control and think before you speak. God has given us a spirit of self-control. It is dumb It's a fool that just lives on this way of saying, I can't control myself. It's a dangerous life, because when you do things, when you say things, you can never take it back. And when you look back on your life, if that's the way you've been living, you've probably caused a lot of destruction. God can forgive you, He can take it all away, but you need to start here, change yourself, and then move forward. Learn to live through the Spirit, self-control, power, love. Do to others whatever you would like them to do to you. Jesus Christ. You know, this is one of my favorites. It's called the golden rule for a reason. You know, if everybody did this, then we would almost have a perfect life here on earth. But many people who wrongly understand the Bible negatively say, it's just full of rules and laws and I don't care about it. That's how they feel emotionally, right? And then they try to rationalize it with, it's just a book, I don't want to follow it, I want to do what I want to do. That's actually just an excuse for saying you want to live in sin. So let me stop you just here to think about what you're actually saying here. Let me ask you this question. Why would you view rules against theft, murder, rape, pedophilia, against all evil as negative? This means that you think of all these things are okay if people do it. To live in this sick world full of sin. If that's what you're actually thinking, then there's nothing wrong with the Bible, but there's a lot wrong with you. And all these laws can actually just be summed up in one thing. Love your neighbor as yourself. Love other people as you love yourself. That is what this quote is about. Jesus Himself said in Matthew 7 verse 12, so whatever you wish that others would do to you, do also to them. For this is the law and the prophets. Now, for those of you who are not Christian, who do not understand this, when it says the law and the prophets and the prophets is just basically the Bible, especially also the Old Testament. It all comes down to only one thing. Love other people as you love yourself. Do to them what you want them to do to you. Now, as a man, focus on the things that actually matter. Be a man of integrity. Be a man of good character. Improve yourself. Be the man that you can be, that God created you to be. He's got a purpose for you. There's a reason why you are here. So in everything that you do, find your identity in Him and bring Him honor. And before you go, always remember that life is short. So don't waste yours. Cheers, guys.